Hello everybody! Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. My name is Sho, and today I have yet another unboxing for everyone. This is actually a little bit of a redo. I actually received a package with this item a couple of weeks ago, but unfortunately the item in question came pretty dinged up. It was definitely a return. The corners were terrible. The strap was really damaged, and I just couldn't hang on to it. So I contacted the company, which is a company I'd never dealt with before, and the exchange was super duper simple and very, very fast. I actually only shipped it back to the company on Monday morning, and today is Wednesday, and the new exchanged item is already in my possession. So I'm incredibly impressed with how speedy that was, and I'm really, really happy to have this. Um, Before I crack open the box, I should say that, my experience is not necessarily indicative of everybody else's experience with the company. While the item I received was damaged, I don't necessarily hear about damaged items from them anywhere else. So please don't let that be an indication of the quality of their products. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and crack this open. The company in question is Tory Burch. I have never purchased anything, whether it be a bag or a small leather good or clothing or anything at all from the company before. I've often admired the colors and the patterns and the designs, but I tend to be quite a fan of neutrals. So it was just never something I was particularly drawn to. However, I saw this particular item and I just kind of immediately fell in love with it. It's also an item that I do not have any of in my collection. It's in a colorway that I do not have. And it's also in a, what's the best way to put it? Style that I don't really usually gravitate toward either. So it just felt like the perfect piece to start a new year with. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get this guy open. So you can see it does come with, of course, the invoice/receipt, which I've removed just because it has personal information, but it comes in an interestingly opened box, one that I generally don't see, but I like a lot. And then there is also a little thank you card. I think it originally was probably like this, and the sticker just came unstuck. And it says, "Thank you. We hope you found exactly what you were looking for and that you love it, Tory Burch." And let's see if I can get that to focus. And I don't know if you can see, but it does have the Tory Burch cartouche embossed into it. And then on the other side, it's just all of their social media. So when you pull aside the tissue, I opted to have it gift wrapped because it's a gift to myself. Get this box out of the way. And the item I got, which is fairly small, comes in this very nice little baggie. And it is one that has like a Velcro closure. Aside for the moment. And then it does come in a dust bag. And I'd actually heard that some people don't receive a dust bag with this particular item, so I'm super pleased to have one. It's like a muslin or maybe a twill, but it does have this really pretty print across the top, if you can see. And then a drawstring closure like most of them. And then on the end, is again the Tory Burch cartouche. Okay, so this version I think is new because it does actually come with wrapping. My other one did not. It was a hot mess. You can kind of see through the tissue already. But I am very excited. And she is absolutely beautiful. This little item, I'm not sure if you would consider her an SLG or a very small / mini purse, but this is the Kira Chevron chain wallet. In Limon, I believe, is the specific color of yellow, and I absolutely love her. She is just bright and sunny and exactly what I was looking for this season, and then into spring and summer. I do not own yellow. I don't usually even wear yellow because I tend to have pretty gold undertones, and I'm always worried that it's going to make me look sallow, but I just couldn't make myself care because this, just even looking at it and looking at it now, makes me so happy. Yeah, the original one I got had terribly messed up corners. The strap was all damaged. It was really scratched up as far as the chain went. It was a hot mess. And this one is absolutely not. This one is excellent and beautiful, and the leather is really nice and soft, and it's lambskin, which damages so easily, which is why I didn't want one that had damage to begin with, just because I know I'm going to put dings in it. So let's please start with a clean slate. And this one is exactly that. I, again, am so happy and so pleased with the turnaround time and just how easy my exchange went with the company. So while the first experience with Tory Burch did not start marvelously, the end result is fantastic. Very, very pleased about that. Anyway, let's get to the bag. As usual, I will get the official dimensions for you and put them across the bottom of the screen just so you have those. I will say it's larger than a lot of the chained wallets that I have seen in stores, which is why I felt like I could probably make this work for me. Most wallets on chains are just too thin and too, you know, one-dimensional for me to make work with the things that I feel like I have to have. But I'm pretty sure after watching a boatload of videos from fellow YouTubers that I can fit everything that I do really have to have in this girl right here. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of a breakdown with the bag. It does have my beloved slip pocket on the back. This guy is definitely not going to fit my phone though. I figured I can use it for receipts and whatnot though. Otherwise I'm always like throwing them in pockets or in the main compartment of my bag and it just ends up being junk. But if I can slip them in the back here, I feel like that would be very, very useful. So we'll do that. I think you could also probably put hand wipes in the back, which would be, again, very, very useful. If you commute or travel very often, definitely a good place for your toll tickets and for Metro cards, things like that. So I do think that it's not just one of those, you know, useless, but it's there kind of slip pockets. So that's there. Once you open the turn lock, you have a fully lined opposing side, and then you have, I guess, two main compartments-ish. There is this primary compartment up front. You have a zippered divider in the middle there, and some more wrapping that I forgot about, or not forgot but didn't realize was there. And then another main compartment behind that zippered divider that also has your little card slots if you choose to actually use this specifically as a wallet. Now behind those card slots, there's another very thin slip pocket behind that. So there's lots and lots of space for very thin items. I definitely wouldn't suggest overstuffing it though, because you can definitely feel the tension at the top of the bag. So you don't want to go crazy. And I would say the larger amount of space is in that initial front compartment. That's right behind the turn lock. Up front here. Okay. So I want to go ahead and see if my essentials will fit in here. So if you'll just give me a second, I will grab all of those out of my current bag and see which of those will actually fit in this guy. Okay, so after moving as much as I could from my beloved Cassie 19, which carries a deceptively large amount of stuff, I actually fit a surprising amount in this teeny tiny little wallet on chain. There were, of course, items that were a no-go, and those included a corner zip pouch from Coach. I always like to separate my things into little sections if I can. That's just not going to happen, but I carry so little in this guy that this was definitely not necessary anyway. So he was a goner. This is my little pill pocket macaron. I could probably make it fit, but it just felt like it made everything bulge in ways that it just didn't need to. So for now, leaving this guy out, my full-sized hand sanitizer spray. The only way to get that into the wallet on chain was to tilt it on its side, and I did not want to do that with an actual liquid. I felt like that was a terrible idea. So that was the first thing to go. But I do have another sanitizer in here, which I'll show you in just a moment. My scent box perfume, it's just too big. It just really is. So that was a no-go. A full pack of Kleenex. Unfortunately, I always love to keep Kleenex with me, but it just, again, too puffy, too much space necessary. And then my beloved quilted card holder. It just wasn't working. I was trying to keep it in the zippered divider, and that seemed like it might be a decent spot, but again, it took up too much space from the front and the back compartment because of it being quilted. So in the end, I decided not to use this. But everything else that I carry in here did manage to fit inside, and I was really, really surprised by that because I'd not expected it to hold very much at all, especially again after seeing all of those videos. So I'll start with the back slip pocket and what I put in. I fit in a alcohol wipe package, a couple of Band-Aids, and my koala cloth for my eyeglasses. I think that's all I fit in there. But there was still plenty of room if I had a couple of receipts or if I had a Metro card or something. It would definitely fit back there as well still. Now inside is definitely stuffed, but not so stuffed that it's making anything bulge uncomfortably. It's definitely just fine. It's not stretching any of the seams or anything like that. So that was excellent to discover. So in the very front compartment, I have my keys inside of my little Chanel lipstick pouch, a mask, hair tie, I have a 0.5 ounce hand sanitizer. And that's a gel as opposed to the liquid spray. I have my Melty Cream lip balm. And then I even managed to fit in my Le Chatelaine hand cream in Orange Blossom. I was very pleased about that because my hands are always so dry with all of the hand sanitizer use. And that's everything in the front compartment. Now, I opted not to use that center divider pocket, the little zippered one, simply because, like I mentioned, anytime I put anything in there, it seemed to take up too much space in the front or the back or both. But I think maybe I could fit a compact mirror in there without disturbing either compartment. We'll have to check and see. But I did fit my phone case, and I believe it should be fine with my phone actually in it. I also fit at the bottom a mini Tide pen and one tampon. And I opted to actually use the card slots that come with the bag. I will say the first two topmost card slots are really easy to get things in and out of. So if you have like 1 or 2 credit cards that you use all the time, definitely the place to put them. The lower you go as far as card slots go, and there are 6 total card slots, the harder it is to maneuver those cards. I would say put your driver's license or your ID in one of the lower spots if you don't have to show your ID very often. If you do, towards the top. And any other cards that you don't really use very much, like your insurance card or whatever, should go towards the bottom. If you even opt to use the card slots, I'm not generally a big fan of that, but I just really needed the space, thus that was my decision. Behind that, in the little slip pocket, I do have a little tiny bit of cash. I have a regular wet wipe, and I have an alcohol swab, and that is absolutely it. I would definitely say that this packs way more than I ever expected a wallet on chain to be able to carry. I'm super duper happy with the fact that I picked it up, and I think it'll be really great for a super quick night out, or if I'm running a very quick errand. I don't think this would be great for me as far as an all-day, everyday kind of bag, just because I personally like to carry much more than this. Even a mini bag will allow me to do that, but I think this is perfect for the person who carries the bare essentials and maybe just a little tiny bit extra, because it really does carry more than you would expect a chain wallet to be able to carry, which I absolutely love. Because this is lambskin, I definitely think that I'm going to have to baby it a lot more than most of my other bags, which are almost all calfskin or cowhide, full grain leather. But I've had other very delicate bags before, so I will do my best to keep this one in good shape. But yeah, I am really happy with this purchase. I think she's absolutely beautiful, and even looking at her right now, she makes me smile a lot, and that's really the whole point of it, isn't it? So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close this video out. As always, if you found this at all helpful or entertaining, please do consider liking and subscribing. I always love meeting people, so please feel free to make a comment with any opinions, or if you have any questions about the bags, I am always happy to answer as best as I possibly can. Or if you just want to chat in general, I'm always happy to do that too. So without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and sign off for today. Thank you so much for joining me as always, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.